The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with your host, Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. I'm Larry Pesavento. I've got my John Logan scary Halloween costume on right now, so hope you enjoy that. Actually, I'm John Logan. Larry is having a couple of issues this morning. His voice is out, and that's unfortunate for all of us. So I was telling Larry maybe he should try to sign this morning. People might enjoy that better than listening to my voice. But we're going to try to get through this for you, hopefully provide some good information. And we got a real treat. Tom is coming on hopefully at 9:30 to join us, and we can kind of banter back and forth and figure out what's going to happen today and hopefully the rest of the week and the rest of the month. What I wanted to do is, we always, kind of go through the usual suspects, what have you, every morning on my show. And we're going to do a little bit of that just for people who had missed the early hour that I do. But we're going to first talk about something that TFNN's putting on that I'm actually doing in conjunction with them, a webinar on, I'm going to show this really quick let me just refresh my page here. Hopefully it'll come up. There we go. November 12th, 6 p.m. Sign up on the homepage. This product, this scanner, I'm not going to exclusively talk about it, but it's going to be centered around it. If you've gotten a demo of this product in the past, we have continued to upgrade the scanner to the point where I really don't even know if you need charts anymore. It's got, the breadth of the marketplace, which is like kind of our first angle on attack. And we're going to go through a step-by-step process, how to use this, how to use the broad market tide identifier, drill down into the instruments, how to trade those instruments, where to find opportunities. But we're going to go through all that on November 12th at 6 p.m. Do yourself a favor. Go sign up for that thing. All right, so as we kind of come out of the gate here, what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about Wells Fargo really quick. WSC, one of my most hated institutions. That bank is crippling if you've got an account with them, in my opinion. I look at my statement. It's like I get billed. They will find a way to bill you. So that's all I'll say. And when you go into the branches now, it seems like it's like amateur hour. I mean, the people behind the, people handling your money and doing the transactions are a little different these days relative to what they used to be in the past. Yeah, I don't know. Just, it's like going into Burger King. I hope nobody's recording this. Anyway, Wells Fargo. Here we go. So long-term view, the XLF, the financials. And let's just kind of reference that really quick. We hit that early, but I just, kind of want to focus on that a little bit because remember, the interest rate environment may be changing. I don't know if that's going to happen in a large way, but again, the XLF and the financials, they love the spread, and that's where they can rape and pillage more. All right, so the XLF, again, showing some strength, getting above this profile, 23.98. Let's just call it 24. We got to get back down below there to start looking at the XLF in general as a short, but right now, this is our daily kind of all systems going to north side as far as that goes. But, you look at, you try to find anomalies when you're trading, in my opinion. You try to find things that are showing their hand in situations that, where you can lean on and put high risk reward scenarios on the table. So in my opinion, this is our weekly view on Wells Fargo. We got a little bit of a, target situation on the bounce up, but we're sitting below profiles on this. We've reached this 55, let's just call it 50 area. Last week we reached, 55, 57. Got to give yourself a little bit of variance around some of these long-term inflection points. Again, this is the weekly. The good news is If the XLF starts showing some weakness, this will be one I would be looking at to place stops above the 55.46 area, and maybe you can catch 3 or 4 points on this, and maybe the treasuries will stay relatively high, and that spread that the banks want to rip you off on will be staying relatively tight. Let's take a look at a couple other banks. Hate to say that, but it's no other way to say it. Yeah, Bank of America, I'm looking at the DIN again, just on a fundamental note, if you will. Gone to hell in a handbasket. You want to bank at a good bank? First Citizens out of North Carolina, and they've started branching out all over the place. Look it up. Their stock never even took a hit in 2008. Really, I mean, unbelievable management. Still family. The family owns most of the shares, the preferred shares in that stock. It is a well-run company, and going into that bank is a pleasure. Take a look at it. J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon, Teflon Jamie. Okay, similar situation on, still within the profile here. We got 66.53. If we can get some help from the XLF, get some help from the market, stops above this one on JP Morgan. And again, we're trying to find anomalies. Here's the daily, kind of clean and clear of everything. But again, weekly takes precedence over daily over 240. Here you go. And going back into the scanner, and I'd done a sort here. You know what? I'm not going to pull it up in the scanner. Just trust me. These same levels are in the scanner. 66.53, kind of coming up into a target-rich environment on JP Morgan up top. And I think we're there. And guys who have been long this, I think you could take some off the table. Let's take a look at our other favorite institution right behind Wells Fargo. Bank of America, a little bit different situation. This is one I wouldn't be looking at to short, obviously. Nothing to hang on to up there. Need a whole new batch of profiles up there to take a look at this. And, Bank of America, I don't know if you guys know the history on that. I mean, again, Bank of America and Wells Fargo based out of Charlotte. I don't like to go down that way. I like to stay in the Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill area myself. But used to be First Union, Wachovia, Wells Fargo, excuse me. And Bank of America, what was Bank of America's old? I'm getting confused here. I'll have to look that up. I'm getting confused. Anyway, those two huge banks based out of Charlotte now. Let's take a look at Citigroup really quick. All right, Citigroup. You got better shorts on the banking side if this thing turns around, but you got to get below 53.59 on Citigroup also. Again, I think the spreads are going to stay relatively thin. So again, guys who are thinking that they're going to raise interest rates, this is going to be kind of off the table as far as the short side goes because they're going to just dig that. But that's the numbers that we're looking at on Citigroup. We're going to take a look at the S&Ps really quick. 9:15. Let me get back to those. Okay, they continue to edge up, and if you don't watch the first hour, this is our weekly on the S&Ps. Is 2045. This was, the text says in the scanner itself when we, closed above this area, we have to buy pullbacks at that point into support by definition. All right, the weeklies and the dailies started turning on about October 3rd in that general area that week. That told you that it was time to not sell resistance anymore, as we had been looking for that all along the way on the breakdowns before on the short side. Selling resistance. Then we have to change our tune because the tide of the marketplace is, I love that, the way Basil coined that. Can't say it, how cool that is enough. But as that breadth changed from negative to positive, and when I say that, I'm going to go in here and show you. Here's our daily breadth, and this is really cool. We put a price chart down here so you can kind of have some relativity of what's going on with these crossovers. I'm going to kind of expand this out a little bit so we can see a little bit better. that last move, October 3rd, where we went from negative to positive, there's our price chart down below. Again, we didn't pick the bottom there. We were still selling resistance based on this concept here on the long-term inflection points on our index future itself. So the weekly and daily inflection points we're paying attention to. When this started happening, all bets are off. I'd kind of gone into a coma on September 18th with my health, so we kind of missed all this on a play-by-play. But again, still looking to buy support to stay with the trend on the long term. Here's the weekly. Similar situation. A little bit lagging on the daily. More confirmations that started happening a little bit later, October 9th, maybe a little bit later. Okay, so I'm going to pull up that sort in a second. But on the daily here, if you missed our first hour, there was a little bit of an opportunity we had 2 days ago on a contra trade, which was against a long-term trend up. Long-term investors, we talked about not even playing around with that because you're not really in any type of danger. But short-term guys, there was a little bit of an opportunity. New profile attempting to appear, orange bar. There it is. There's the inflection point, 2077. When we ramp back up above there, all bets are off. And you got to start looking at, again, we're off to the races again. All right. Inflection points for today. 240s regulating the trade up. Short-term guys can pay attention to this. The only thing you got to hang on to today, right now, and again, we're kind of like compressing higher lows up into these previous highs from the 3rd. Inflection points on a short term, 2108. And down below, you got 2099, that whole number 2100 to pay attention to. We may have a little bit of a pullback here, but remember, until this breath starts rolling over, if it does, especially a 60-minute turn negative, then the 240, you kind of got to look at this as, hate to say it, by the pullback situation when the inflection points are sitting there. Terry, Nations Bank, thank you. Was that First Union Wachovia was? I'm getting confused. Anyway, I got about 30 seconds for the break. We're going to take a look at the Aussie dollar really quick. This was something that we were kind of following intensely before, trying to sell resistance, not on sale situation. But the thing that was in the favor of the Australian dollar for somewhat of a turnaround, we had a little bit of divergence on our navigator down below, higher lows, lower lows on price action. Again, the only way to start looking at this from the long side on a big trend change, in my opinion. I hear the music. We're going to be right back, finish that conversation, get into something else.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. I'm filling in for Larry Pesavento. I'm John Logan. Larry's hopefully going to be back tomorrow. Hopefully. We'll have to see about that. His voice is a little bit off right now. Amazon, let's finish up with the Aussie dollar. Let me just kind of finish what I was talking about the divergence here. This is, when this started happening and then, we kind of, new profile appeared. I'm not as excited about just getting short this really on inflection points again. I'm kind of like a wait and see. We've just really banked some points off of this since the day it started breaking down on our weeklies back in here. And we've been looking for resistance points to sell all the way down. We had a little bit of a stop out situation along the way in the long-term trade. But again, right now, a little bit of a base here, and on our intermediate, we kind of popped above zero for a while on our navigator. So again, I think this is somewhat of a no trade. I got a couple of emails about that. Hold on, I'll tell these guys. Okay, so next thing we want to look at is jumping around here. What I did on the scanner for the S&P 500 did a little bit of a sort here. I wanted to see, as the market's been going up, what's sitting at inflection points, and I'll tell you kind of why I chose this little sort here. Bottom of our profile on our weekly, what's kind of edged back up into the bottom of our profile on a weekly, but is also sitting at an inflection point on our daily. Now, for 12 straight weeks, we've been below profiles on Marsh and McClellan companies. This is what this is saying. And as I look at my multiple, looking at all of my profiles at one time, I see that I've come back up into this inflection point. I'm also reaching our daily top. All right. So I could have I'll show you a different short in a second, but let's just kind of focus on this Whole Foods. Yeah, that's the eternal short. And we've talked about that. And we've talked about it seemingly at least every week for the last God knows how long. We're going to look at Devon Energy in a second, but let's look at MMC. So what this has done really is it's kind of surfed through the entire basket of the S&P 500 stocks to try to find this one particular setup. So again, we've been down, we've stayed below profiles. We're coming up into, what is this, 56.45, rally back up into a nice little situation there, and also at the same time hit our new profile daily highs first, really day that's been in force. So, what does this mean? And pre-market, we're trading 56.39, so we're kind of bouncing back down below there. So what does this mean? This means that, even though we've kind of cooperated with the market lately, we've got a little bit of a trading opportunity here. We kind of hit it last week. We're edging back up into it. If we get any market help whatsoever pulling back, this is one that could kind of come right off these inflection points relatively quick. Stops above 56.45 based on your appetite for risk. A lot of people are like, I'm going to put the stops at 56.45. No, that's not what you do. We'll cover things like that in the webinar on November 12th at 6 p.m. Sign up for it on the homepage of TFNN. If you've gotten demos of the scanner before, by the way, please get involved with this. We've upgraded the heck out of it for the last year. It's one of the coolest tools, I think, out there. Some information that you can't get anywhere else. And we're going to teach you how to. Somebody logged into my remote server there. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me recapture that. Okay. And let me get this sized up correctly. What the heck happened here? Okay, here we go. All right, so let me repost my chart. Okay, so the webinar, yes, we're going to go through quite a bit. We're going to learn how to read the breadth, also relative to the VIX, which time frames to use, what the long-term trend is going to be, the tide of the marketplace, be able to drill down into underlying instruments relative to that breadth, try to find opportunities, and then try to find out where to place the trades and place the stops and pick the targets. It's going to be pretty insightful, and this product's come a long way. I think we've used user input to try to get as much in there as we possibly can to cut out all the any confusion left on how to use it. We've also, by that particular webinar, I will have these custom situations. I go in there and choose the filters and pick out little things. Uptrend pullbacks, downtrend, uptrend reversals. So you'll be able to hit a hotkey and just see these particular stocks, which are reversing relative to profiles, vice versa on the upside, downside, other opportunities that are pre-canned. And we'll be right back, guys. Hopefully Tom O'Brien will be with us. That'll be a real treat. Hang in there.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization optimization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're looking for a great opportunity to diversify your financial portfolio and hedge against the falling stock market, consider the new market-safe Metals Hedge CD from Everbank. This 5-year indexed U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to metals with gold and silver components and allows you to hedge against falling equities with a short component on the SPY ETF. You can earn up to 45% capped upside payment at maturity if gold and silver increase in value and the SPY ETF decreases across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on the CD. Don't let fallen markets get you down. Get the Metals Hedge CD. The November 12th funding deadline is quickly approaching, so hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN has just announced a brand new morning lineup that is geared specifically for traders in this volatile traders market. Every morning at 8 a.m., John Logan starts things off with his daily program, The Global Market Pulse. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento trades the market during the market open Monday through Friday on Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom O'Brien hosts the Money Masters for the hour, and Basil Chapman hosts his Tiger Technicians Hour at 11 a.m. From 8 a.m. till noon every market day, these traders are with you as they provide up-to-the-second market information so that you can make the most educated and profitable trades possible. The new TFNN morning lineup is happening right now. Tune in to see for yourself what kind of actionable trading discussion they have each morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m., live only on Tiger TV at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. Larry is out today. Hopefully he's back tomorrow. I'm John Logan. I do the first hour on the day on TFNN, and hopefully we'll have Tom O'Brien join us this segment.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, my God, you're here. Thank goodness. How are
you?
Man.
You know, it's so good to hear you, man.
Thanks. It's good to hear you, too.
I'm telling you, man, your show's amazing. We missed you big time because, you know, you walking us through all those indices, the charts at 8 o'clock in the morning is so where it's at, man. There's no doubt, man.
I appreciate it. It's nice to be needed.
Yeah, totally, man.
That was a heck of a spin I took on the health side, man.
Yeah.
You know, I've been through some things before, broken legs and, you know, some other things, but my God, man, it was, you know, had a fever for total over 3 weeks. It was crazy.
Man, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's,
well, you're going to have to come visit us in Clearwater, because, hey, you know it's really wild, folks. So check this out. When Clearwater got developed, right? It got developed by this guy, Plant, which was a big railroad guy. And when they opened it up, that's Safety Harbor in Clearwater. It was developed as like a spring for health and all this. Isn't that wild?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
What about Flagler? Is that the guy that kind of developed some stuff down there too? Was he the big railroad guy? Or?
He probably did. Okay. I know Flagler was on the other coast for sure.
Okay.
That's that.
Right.
And I think on this coast we had Plant, because they had Morton Plant. I mean, everything is Plant around here. It still is. There's Plant City where all the strawberries are, with the biggest hospitals right down the street is Morton Plant. It's cool looking back in history, though, man. And the railroad track is right in front of my office here. It's still there, too.
And no air conditioning.
And no air conditioning, yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine being in some of those parts of Florida with,
I can't. I know.
That's crazy. Hey, man, we got a webinar on November 12th scheduled.
Yeah, and I'm excited, man, because you have, done a lot more with this. And you know what? I can tell you, you know what I did? When I know that the amount of upgrades that you did, and I was trying to figure out every day it's telling me to upgrade, and I haven't upgraded it yet.
You got to. Yeah,
I know, but you know what happens is I open it up and I say, okay, upgrade it. I will. Because I'm looking at your setup. Your setup's different than the one I'm using right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's we're trying to make it easier for people. And in fact, by the time we give the webinar, I'm going to kind of go over here to the homepage.
Yeah.
If you see these things on the Den, I'm compiling a list of certain situations.
Look at that. Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, you don't even have to do anything. You just hit the key, uptrend reversals, boom, and you're kind of sitting with some nice situations that kind of were in an uptrend in this case. Likely uptrend reversals that are starting to show their hand a little bit, and if the market, obviously, we're kind of relative strength. Can
you just put that screen back where it was? Because I just want to explain to the people that are in their cars right now on the West Coast what we're looking at. Because I know what happens, folks, is that we know that plenty of people watch on Target TV, but there's plenty of guys and women in their cars. So on the front screen, which is really cool, he's got the heat grids. He's got the custom list, okay, and that's a whole new deal, meaning long-term uptrend, short-term uptrend. Hey, why don't you explain what we're looking at? This is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much in this product now, and it all really, kind of goes together to try to ultimately allow somebody to make a decision when it comes to investing, trading, looking at specific instruments. I mean, the thing is, people don't really understand too is, this is not just S&P 500 concentric. I mean, there's so many things going on in the background. I mean, we've got customers in Malaysia and, Timbuktu or whatever, that we've basically put, I think, 17 exchanges to date up in here that are crunching the same numbers and doing things the same way. But what we did recently, I mean, you got ETFs, you can drill down. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about that hopefully while we're on today. We talked a little bit about the XLU showing its hand a little bit yesterday, but everything's kind of gone green again.
Yep.
But we've got some things that, myself and one of our main programmers are working on right now to get out and get a new build before the webinar, which are basically some hotkeys that really, kind of, again, we've got filtering up there. You can manually filter things, but these are basically just, really simple little filters that we've developed that identify stocks that are acting a certain way relative to trends, relative to resistance points and support areas, reversals from downtrends, uptrends, things like that, that are basically focused on the S&P 500 stocks. Now, right now on my build, which I'm testing, as you can see here, I've got stocks all over the world in here. It's basically surfing through almost 4,000 instruments now and picking out exactly things that are acting a certain way across the globe. We're going to, kind of boil it down to, for folks that are, in the U.S., it's basically just going to work on U.S. stocks.
Well, check this out. This is what, folks, that is so cool. So first off, you can come over to our website at TFNN. John's going to be doing this workshop. And all you do, you can test drive this whole deal right now. It's the profile scanner. The workshop's going to be November 12th from 6 to 7. You can have a 14-day trial right now. Now, Go over and use it, folks, because what you're going to see is this. What I'm going to talk about right now is this. When you use this every day, so check this out, John. You know, my bear claws are still out, so it's okay. But listen to this. This is sick. So this morning, folks, okay, what I do is this. When I'm using a scanner, I'm looking at the 4-hour under the box and the daily under the box, okay? And what I've found is this, and what happens with any type of system, folks, is that, you know, you want to get used to it and, you know, see how it operates, all right? And it was so cool. So this morning I brought it up, and as I bring it up, folks, okay, under that parameter, because what I like to do is use certain parameters on a continual basis and see how they work for periods of time. Meaning, well, this morning I brought it up, and there's only like about 11 stocks there now, and I'm saying, oh, this is good, man, because what that means, folks, is that everything's tilted to one side. Like there's hardly any stocks that you can short in the marketplace. That's my, you know, that's what I was looking for. Okay.
Right.
And that was sweet, man. So now that is. What I've found is this. I can find out more about how things work using the opposite deal, and that's what that got me this morning. You know, on the daily sort, I put it under the box. The 4-hour sort, I put it under the box. And when you do that, it's like everything's up. So it's like, okay, man, you know. So, you know.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
What I was going to say is Tom's referring really to. He's kind of looking at individual numbers. So if you guys in the car riding around, you know, please do yourself a favor. Go to this webinar. We'll explain all this, and you can see it, so you'll know what we're talking about. You know, as you ride around in the future. But Tom's looking at specific kind of details within the grand scheme of things. And when we show these speedometers, we're basically just giving you a net result, or either positive or negative. But he's drilling. There's a lot of esoteric things that are going on that you can key on, like Tom's talking about,
right?
For little, you know, triggers that may be very helpful, and we'll talk about those also in the webinar. And Tom, I can go on, you know, way past an hour if you know, this thing. Just there's so much to talk about.
There is, there is, and see, and the part what I was saying, I'm a short-term trader, so to me, that is really, you know, what I'm looking for is a daily and a 4-hour. Like, okay, man, where it is, you know, where it's at right here, you know. So it's like it's really cool, man.
Right. It's if somebody's trading S&P 500 futures, literally, the 60-minute crossovers,
man,
are just invaluable.
Right.
You know, and if you guys are long-term investors, and you know, that's basically, you know, 99% of the U.S. population, I would think. You know, you've got some things here to really either keep you in your long portfolio by just looking at, you know, what the tide of the marketplace is actually doing, and whether you want to go to cash or, you know, hedge the portfolio, which is, you know, call your broker or whatever and you know, lay the puts out. So, you know, this is valuable information no matter how you look at it. And right now, Tom, I don't know if you're looking at this, we've actually put, as you're looking at any time frame, you've got the S&P profile levels down here in the lower left. They change as you go to these. So like as you're looking at, you know, this particular, you know, view of the breadth, you don't even have to go back into the scanner. You can also see exactly the inflection points to pay attention to as you're kind of cruising through the time frames here.
I got it. I see what you're doing. Okay, so he's got his cursor going over it. Okay, that's awesome, man. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're just continue to put in things. This is, you know, this is a user kind of community thing that we're doing. I mean, people send in emails. We say, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's throw that in there.
Right.
So, you know, again, we're going to teach you in the webinar how to start out with, you know, the broad market tone, tide, however you want to call that. As long as you understand that and understand where you are on that broad market index relative to the profile itself on the index, the internals are going to allow you to hopefully be able to find opportunities as those internals are predicated that tide of the marketplace, find opportunities that are within the stack by going in here, doing filters. And I'm just going to go here and do a real quick filter. I'm going to do top. And what does that mean? That means that we're trying to find stocks that are sitting at double inflection points that may be running out of gas.
Ooh, look at that. I like that. I haven't used that one yet. Okay.
Yeah, there may be some opportunities here. I'm going to pull up, let's see, what's a good one? I think we had MMC on here earlier. I want to pull that.
You did.
I want to pull that up because that obviously has kind of been changing a little bit. I think we've probably gone south a little bit here. So what this is saying, I'm sorry, that was a different sort. that was
MMC is dying. You know what's amazing when you brought up MMC? So check this out, folks. MMC, so picture this. And in 2007, right, MMC, folks, is one of the largest insurers of banks, broker-dealers, performance bonds, all of the above, right? It was like a blast from the past, man. I saw this come up. We were just talking about it. I said, oh, my God, let me look at this thing. And what you have, folks, in a lot of these, MMCs coming right up to that 57.50, man, which is, that's where that downdraft started.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. The thing
Right,
go ahead, sorry.
Well, that was the sort, that break in anytime. I'm just
yeah.
trying to go. That was the sort we did before to find an opportunity of something that was kind of long-term downtrend related, but was coming up into major resistance again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go top here. Now, these are stocks, and again, there's 4 different, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times. There's a lot of different permutations you can do with these sorts. And what I was saying at the beginning, by the way, was some pre-canned ideas that will just put them right on your plate without having to, really do these sorts that I'm doing now. So top. So what we're doing here is let's look at CME Group. We've kind of come up into some resistance here, but let's look at this and let's see if this is something. Just by looking at the chart, we're in the neighborhood here. We've come up into these inflection points, 95.30 on the weekly and 96.31. That's less than $1 range of kind of where we're at there. So I'm looking at this, relative to the market, where it's at right now. Market's sitting almost on all-time highs again. This one's been coming up into some inflection points here. I think you've got better short candidates out there than this one right now.
Right.
Because it's got a lot of market relevance, and it's, if the market keeps going higher, this thing could actually go a little bit higher too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another situation here. I think we're looking at, was it Gilead Resources I was looking at a while ago? Let me pull that up, because that was on the list a while ago before it started having some opening. Okay, yeah. So Gilead came off already this morning.
Yep.
But what we were doing is this was on the top list too. So this one, if you look at the chart and look at where it's at, this one had really shown its hand as like, okay, I've rallied recently with the market, but overall I'm not near all-time highs. I'm coming up into a top on our weekly, an inflection point at 110.58, and I'm also coming into the top on my daily. So this is one I would feel much better about laying the wood to on the short side. If we get a market pullback, this one's going to fall relatively quick. And the good news is, Tom, you know where to orient the stops above those inflection points. And
listen, there's no doubt, man, and that baby, folks, is inside the IBB, and the IBB, it just came right up to, and it did it yesterday. It went into that 337.56 area, and bottom line, it didn't have the juice. That had 5.4 million, and you were going in with 2.1, and we got over it today, and right now it's under it. So yeah, I mean, it's that IBB is a trip in itself, man, no doubt.
Right. Yeah, well, again, we're just trying to put things on the dartboard that might be of interest, and why, and with that same sort, we got Newmont Mining. I'm a little more concerned about trying to short this on a top situation. Newmont Mining. I think the classical situation here is maybe a little bit of a continuation north. This one's not one I would feel extremely good about shorting.
Yeah. Let's go to, we get Mike from Dallas. He's got a question for you, John.
Okay.
Hey, John,
are we going to,
sure glad
Mike, just stay with us a second, okay? Just a quick break. We'll come right back.
Okay.
John, Logan, Tom O'Brien, we appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Dow's down 14, Nasdaq's off 2, S&P's are down 3.5. John and I are coming right back, folks. Stay right there.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. John Logan, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Don't forget, folks, our man, Mr. John Logan, kicks us off every trading day, 8 o'clock in the morning. You want to understand how these markets move? Check it out. 8 o'clock, right in your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. Now, John's having a workshop, folks, on the TAS profile scanner. Come over, test drive it right now. 14 days, absolutely free. The next Thursday night, 6 to 7, he's going to walk you through exactly how this works. It's so powerful. It's just amazing. Let's go to Mike in Dallas. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Hey, how are you? John, I'm sure glad you're back and glad you're feeling better.
Thanks, Mike.
John, I trade normally the spreads with Nadex.
Okay.
And I was wanting to just ask, will your system or the webinar, will it address that, or will your system help me with Nadex trades?
That's a great question, Mike. And
can I answer it, John?
Sure.
Because I trade both of those products. Okay, so the way that I would do it, Mike, is this: is that I would use the 60-minute S&P cross.
Which is happening right now, actually.
Exactly. In order to trade. Now, what you'd have to do is this. So what happens with the Nadex product, folks, is this: is that, you know, if you listen to Tommy and I in the morning, Daryl, when we do the show, Daryl does it Wednesday, Thursday, and on Friday. What happens is that you have a lot of different parameters that you want to deal with. You know, the biggest one is always, what is the risk you're doing versus the reward, and where's the box? You're buying the bottom of the box, you're selling the box. What are you doing? So you have to absolutely have that part set up. Now, what does happen is this: is that these contracts, whether you're doing a 2-hour contract or, you know, which is a 10-pointer, okay, or you're doing the 80-pointer. I do the 10-pointers and I do the 80-pointers, okay? So let's picture this. What would have to be set up is this: is that if you're using the scanner and you're using the crossover, like it is, like John just said, it's crossing right now. So as it's crossing right now, what you would have is that, yeah, you could go off to the 10 o'clock, the 10 to 12. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And if it's crossing positive, great, you're buying the bottom of the box. Crossing negative, you're selling the top of the box.
Okay.
Cooking, brother. Have a great one.
Thank you.
John, thanks so much, man.
Yep.
You have a great one, safe one. Hey, come on down here, brother.
I'm ready.
I like it.
I'm coming.
Okay, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Tom.
You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.